For me, a dash cam is a lot like tools I've bought over the years, like air compressors and little 4-inch, 6-inch grinders, those sort of things. You really don't know you need one until you get one, and then you realize how valuable they are. This is the Viofo A119 Mini. I recorded this video a couple of months ago. I got the camera probably about a year ago from Viofo. I recently received the Mini 2, which I'm going to talk about today. And while I'm rambling, I thought I'd show you this little clip. We're approaching the town of Bunkie, Louisiana. I like the fact that you've got the speed, coordinates, the date, and the time. That could be really valuable if you had to, use that in either court or just to play back to an officer if you had an accident, or just for your own general reference, which I love going back and looking at these videos. The reason I chose this little video clip is because I wanted to show you this little incident that occurred here on the corner in Bunkie, Louisiana.
It's Bunkie.
Now turn left.
Oh, look at this.
Jesus Christ!
You saw that? Did you believe that?
I thought that guy was flat out gonna hit us.
I thought so too. I think my horn stopped him.
He was fucking on his phone.
Yep. Ah man, that was awesome. Hey, it's on here.
Oh.
I can't wait to look at that.
Oh shit.
I gotta be a good video now.
Wasn't that cool? I was kind of like in denial. I was enjoying it until I realized, hey, this guy's going to hit my beautiful Ram here. But that's the original volume, an unedited video other than me cutting out some of my son's choice words. So far, everything you've seen was recorded with the Mini at default resolution, which is not quite the highest, but it's 2K, I believe. And it's plenty adequate, as you can see, in my opinion. Now I'm going to show you some video from the Mini 2. Viofo rep told me that the night video was better than the original Mini, but I didn't do a lot of night testing, but they're both excellent in my opinion, more than adequate. And the prices are almost identical. And I would imagine, but I don't know, that the Mini is probably going to be eventually phased out and the Mini 2 will replace it. But the cost is within $10. I've seen this Mini 2 for $119. Viofo's website is the least expensive place I've found to get this stuff. Now here's a little bit of video with the Mini. Now it's a little bit brighter, maybe because I'm headed back into the city, which is Lafayette, so you can kind of see the glow of the city in the back. But I find this very good, more than adequate here. And then here's the Mini 2. For my eye, they both look pretty much the same. I can't tell the difference. It's kind of like Coke and Pepsi maybe. Both have Sony lenses, both have the same resolution, both have f1.6 f-stop apertures. Now there's the Mini 2. I'm parked at Walmart. You can set the camera up very easily in the setup on the screen or in the app, which is excellent. The app is really excellent. And if it detects movement, it'll come on and record, that sort of thing. It's also got like an inertia type thing where if you got in an accident, it would save that video, that piece of video. You can also save the video by just reaching up and pushing a little button on the camera, or you can use the remote button, which will do the same thing. My camera is so close to me that I don't need the remote button. Another application that I haven't seen anybody use it for, but I've permanently mounted one in my airplane, and it's very helpful for reviewing your flights and your landings and all that kind of stuff, and would probably be very valuable to someone if you had an accident, including yourself if you survive it. The other thing is a boat. If you've got a boat and you've got a windshield, this would be great for just recording things like that. For me, being a, kind of a camera buff. I looked at the Garmin, because most Garmin products are pretty good, but I'm seeing a lot of bad reviews on the Garmin. They're glitchy, they stop working. One thing I can say about this Viofo is it is rock solid dependable. When you turn your truck on or whatever, it's going to come on and it's going to record, and it'll just continue looping so that you keep recording. You don't ever have to pull the SD card. It never fills up on you. It just records back over after a while, but that's, you know, a day later or something. It's not right away. And of course that depends on what size SD card you're using. In this case, this is a 64 gig. You can get it, it supports up to 256 gig, so that's really a lot. That would probably let you record for several days, I would think. I can record about a day probably easy with this 64 gig. Right now I've got the camera set at the highest resolution, so that is going to make a difference. If you set it for like 1080p, you're going to get a lot longer time with it. The other thing that sets this camera apart from any others that I've seen, including the Garmin or you name it, is the ability to detach just a camera and leave the GPS in place on the windshield or wherever you've got it mounted. And this is huge because it enables you to take the camera and move it from car to truck to boat to airplane, wherever you want to, really quickly. And you don't have to own 3 cameras. All you have to do is buy an extra GPS and mount it wherever you want it. And the last time I looked, they were around $20. I'm not sure what they are now, but they're not very expensive at all. So that's going to sum it up, guys. The Viofo A119 Mini 2. I'm not selling these things, but for $119, you can't go wrong. Appreciate you guys watching my video, and until next time, adios.